This guided audio recording will help to gently guide you into a deep state of relaxation, from where you will have the option to drift off to sleep. In a few moments, you will embark on a pleasant and gentle journey of visualization that will take place within your mind. To begin your journey, find a comfortable place where you'll not be disturbed and sit or lie down. Close your eyes and take a few long, deep breaths, allowing yourself to relax. Now, just fall into a natural breathing pattern and enjoy this immersive experience. At this time of year, darkness comes late and the nights are short. You sit outside your house in the gentle air, watching the colours of the summer day slowly mute. As you sit, you think about a conversation in the village shop a few days ago. The shop is a place where people gather to talk as well as to buy, and sometimes sit in the little garden for a drink and a snack. That day, the shop was quiet, save for the shopkeeper, yourself, and the old lady who lives down the lane from you. "So, have you thought about going to the Faerie Woods yet?" the older woman asks you, smiling. "You've seen the white stag in the woods opposite your house, haven't you?" You remember that you did indeed see it, and you nod affirmatively. To see it is an invitation. The shopkeeper, wrapping a loaf of bread behind the counter, looks up and smiles in agreement. "Not everyone's seen it," the old woman continues. "Their time will come. But as you have, you've been invited, you see?" The Faerie Woods. You turn the name over in your mind and say, "What will I see?" It is something you have wondered about. "That all depends." The woman taps the side of her head. "Nothing bad at any rate, but most of us have our own preconceived ideas. From what I've heard over the years, you'll see exactly what you want to, and everything that anyone sees is real." Since that meeting, it feels as if you have been in a state of waiting. The slow, Lovely days pass in this place like the flow of liquid honey. There are always open house invitations for you to accept if you want, but there are no demands on you, and no worries. Only the gilded days and peaceful nights. The trees around your garden stand tall and silent in the windless air, and the sunset spills across the sky. As if you have given yourself a signal, you get up and leave the garden. You cross the lane into the woods opposite, and the little stream running low now within its fern-lined banks. The woods are rich with evening, the last birdsong before they go to their roost for the night. The winding path is dusty dry among the flowers and grass. You pause for a moment to look toward the great oak that reaches out its great spread, and you feel again its enormous and friendly strength. Then you walk on again and out of the wood. To your right, pale in the dusk, the standing stones seem almost to glow. Founded in the earth, they point to the vivid sky where soon the first stars will appear. A huge golden white moon has already risen, but opposite you lies the Faerie Wood. It is much larger than the one you have come from, and deeper. A very faint path runs across the field toward it. It looks as if no one has walked that way in a long time. Dusk is falling, but you can still see quite well. Almost at your feet, you see what you first think is a last gleam of sunlight. Then you realize it is a firefly, glowing like a fallen ember. As you watch, more and more light up until they point the way from where you stand to the wood. You accept the invitation and walk between the fireflies. More and more appear on the edges of the wood, a sight that is purely magical. Then you enter the trees. The air feels softly electric and smells rich as midsummer, but with the undertone of coolness, moss and fern, and the deep, quiet places of the wood. The path under your feet winds among grass and flowers. They and the path seem almost luminous in the shadows. Your feet make no sound. The trees become taller, older, but still widely spaced. Amber moonlight slants through the leaves, and then there is movement, a glint of pure white as the stag walks onto the path. Your vision has grown accustomed to the soft darkness now, and against it the white stag glows. You follow. Time stretches and becomes vague, dreamlike. You know that the wood is not that large, but your impression is of a vast and beautiful forest. Ahead, tree branches arch overhead. The white stag passes under it. There is a glimmer, a shift, and the shape of the animal flows into the shape of a human. Long hair flows from under a crown. By now, the magic of the night is upon you. You barely hesitate, although later you will spend a long time reliving these events. The archway is like a portal into the heart of the wood, into a place that is out of time, a place of deep power. The figure walks on, one hand raised as if to beckon you. The archway climbs a green mound, encircled by trees. Steps lead up to a chair, maybe stone or ancient wood grown into the shape. The figure turns and sits upon it. The huge moon is right overhead, as if it has paused on its nightly journey to watch. Quite close now, you see that their face is luminous. They gesture to a place on the grass, and you sit. Like mist drifting, other shapes begin to emerge from the trees. You remember what the old woman in the shop said, that people see what they want to. What you see is what lies under the benign mystery of the haven. Things older than the standing stones, than the great oak, or the ancient yew in the depths of this wood. Perhaps they dance, or maybe their steps are symbolic, a blessing of the land, a weaving of protection, a celebration, or any and all. They are formed of starlight and moonlight, of the trees, of leaves, of the glint of light on a cobweb, of the rich earth, of air and water and wind. Long hair shimmers in the moonlight. There is a faint movement behind you, and you turn to see the Fae upon the throne rise. They take your hand and lead you down the steps and into the dance. On any other occasion, you might have felt doubtful that you could simply slip untaught into this dance, but tonight it feels as natural as breathing. Your feet are light. There is no effort at all in your movements. The hand that holds yours feels at once as firm as stone and ephemeral as air. Their face holds a light that is nothing to do with moon or stars. You dance, if that is what this is. But after, you think it is far more. Some kind of age-old ritual. And pass from one Fae to another. All different, all wonderful. All with a faint smile that welcomes you. There is no music. At least, it is not music in the sense that you recognize, but something born out of the air, the movement of the trees, and the night. You dance for hours, although time here seems to have no real meaning. slow. You are aware of the misty greyness of dawn before sunrise. One by one, the dancers melt away into the wood, each of them passing you and smiling as they go. They are gone, like the remnants of a dream, save for their ruler. They indicate that you follow them back along the path, back under the arch of branches. The way does not seem far now. It is only a few minutes until you reach the edge of the wood. Mist lies over the field. Later, the sun will burn through to bring another warm day. Still in a dreamlike state, you follow the Fae across the field. Their feet leave no tracks in the dew. They walk with such impossible grace, as if gravity hardly touches them as they cross the wood opposite your home, down the path and over the little stream to the lane. Only when you reach your front door do they stop, regarding you with eyes that are star brilliant, and they smile. You open your door and turn, and there stands the white stag again, but with the same eyes as the Fae. It bows its head and crosses back into the wood, disappearing into the mist. Slowly, your head is full of vision and the events of the night. You go upstairs. You think you may sleep for a few hours, or at least think. The bed is comfortable. The fresh sheets seem to hold the scent of the night just gone, something like starlight and earth and water, something magical. You know you have been given a great gift, and that some sort of mental barrier has been lifted. You also know that now you might see the Fae anywhere, out in the corner of your eye, a reflection in a window, the pattern of raindrops. You have been accepted. Everything that you are has been accepted by them. It is very quiet and peaceful, as the haven holds its breath before the start of another peaceful day. And you feel, as you relax, even more as if you are protected here. But now you know what and who it is that protects you. Gradually, in the peace, you drift down into a relaxed and peaceful sleep.